Hello there and welcome to my ICT Hub. This is John, your ICT tutor. Today I will be solving the document production aspect of the February March 2023 paper 2-1 of the IGCSE ICT exam. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's start. Okay, here we have the question, the Information and Communication Technology 0417 paper 2-1 February March 2023. It's made up of document production, database, and presentation. I've made videos for all of it, and you will see the link to the videos in the description below. So now let's solve on the document production. Please take note of every instructions. Ensure you read every instructions. They are all very important because when you're submitting, you keep all of these instructions so as you don't make any mistake in any of it when you are making your submissions. All right, let's go to start out. It says you have been supplied with the following source files, just like we can see here. Okay, here are the source files. I would also be dropping a link to where you can get the source files and the questions so that when you want to practice, you can also practice on your own. Okay, so we have the question. Open the file M23 evidence.rtf. Make sure that your name, center number, and candidate number will appear on every page of this document. Save the evidence document in your work area as M23 evidence followed by your candidate's number. Example. Okay, so let me copy this. I will be editing that. You will need to place screenshots in this document of the evidence you are instructed to produce. All right, let's open the evidence document. I'm using Office 2021. That's Microsoft Office Word 2021 is what I'll be using to solve this. So first, let's start with the header. I like mine to be aligned to the right. Sorry, I didn't show you how to do that. You could go to your home and just click on your alignment to the right, and it takes your cursor to the right. So we have there. All right, now that's there. Once it's there, you can double click on your area and it would be active. Now let's save it. Save as, browse. It's in the same location, but with the, let's have that. Okay, and let's save that. Okay, let's change this to, all right. And let's remember to change this to a document format, even though it was not specified. It's always better to just keep it in a document format. So we save that evidence. Okay, now that is saved. Let's continue with the question. Task 2 document. You are going to produce a report for Tawara Educations about STEM subjects. The company uses a corporate house style for all their documents. Paragraph styles must be created and applied as instructed. The body text style has already been applied to the whole document. You must not amend this style. Okay, sorry, distraction. Using suitable software, open the file m23 stem.rtf. Let's open that file. We have stem.rtf here. Okay, let's wait for the system to open that file. Okay, here we have the file opened. All right, stem.rtf. What are we to do with that? First, it says the page setup is set to A4 landscape orientation with 2 centimeters margins. Do not make any changes to these settings. Let's just confirm that. Go to your layout, and in the page setup, if we click on the sleeve, we can see the landscape. We can see 2 centimeters for all the margins, and the paper is A4. Okay, so let's just leave there because we don't want to edit anything. Save the document in your work area with this file name. Okay, so we're going to be saving. Let's go to File, then click on Save As, browse, and give the same file name. And if you check, it says make sure it is saved in the format of the software you are using. That's why it's very important we change this to the document format. Don't leave it as the rich text format which the question came or the file came as. then you can click on save to ensure every feature of this application program can be turned on, and make it active for this document. Now, place in your evidence document a screenshot to show this file has been saved. Make sure there is evidence of the file type. So we need the file name and the file type. So if you go to, here we have the file name, and the file type is with the extension, shows the file has been saved. If you don't have the extension displayed on your system, you might want to screenshot down this way, or you might just click on your view, go to show, and click on file name extension. Once this is checked, it will appear there. Alright, so let's do the screenshot. I'm going to do a screenshot of just the file name and the extension, and let me paste that in my evidence document. I have that pasted. Let me make it a bit bigger. Alright, let's go back to the question. And the second question says, place in the footer of the STEM news documents automated page numbers left aligned, and your name, center number, and candidate number right aligned, both of it in the footer. So we have two things we are going to place in the footer. So let's go back. So here we go to insert, then we want to turn on our footer. I advise once you have more than one thing, you make use of the placeholders, the 3 placeholders. That way you have locations. Now the first is we have the page number to the left. So you come to the page number section, and please do not use the bottom of page here, because if you do this, the code that generates the page number will automatically delete every other thing. Let's take a look. If I click on this, can you see I was even in the header? Let's page number at the bottom of the page to the left. It deletes every other placeholder, and that is not what you want, because you want your name displayed to the right. So let me undo that, Ctrl Z. Rather, what you should select is use current position. Then you select this, and the placeholder, other placeholders will stay as the code remains there. Then to the right, you should have your name, center number, and candidate number. Please take note, when inserting this information, make sure it's on a single line. Do not make it on 3 different lines. Make sure it is all displayed on a single line. You could separate them with a comma or with just a space. Now let's go back to the question. It says, make sure that all the alignments match the page margins. No other text included in the footer area, and the footer is displayed on all pages. So we want to take away this placeholder. Click there and delete it from your keyboard. So if we scroll through, we can see we have it on all the same positions in all pages. So let's close this and let's continue. The next question now says, create and store the following styles, basing each on the default or normal paragraph style. So we want to create styles. Let's go to the style section. Now this is the styles group. If you click on the little box here, it's going to open the styles manager, where you are going to be creating every style created is going to be displayed here. Let's go back to the question. Remember, it was said that the body style has already been created. Like we can see that here, there's the body style. It's already been created. Before we start creating these styles, it's very important that you take note of where your cursor is. You take note that I clicked somewhere in the body because I wanted to see the active style. If I was here at the top, you will see that another style will be selected, subhead. But here, the body style is selected. So I click on the body style and take note of what is the active style before you create your new style. Because by the time you are done creating the style, it will change the paragraph where your cursor is located. But once you know the active style before creating your styles, you can easily return back to the style that was created there. So let's click on this button for the new style. Let's start with the first style. Says ST subhead as the name. Select this as the name there. Now the type is a paragraph style, because if you see the question, it says we are creating paragraph styles. Was this paragraph style, normal paragraph style? Then it is also based on the normal, so you must change this to normal. Paragraph style is based on normal. The next now says the font. We have the sans serif and the serif fonts. Sans serif fonts, serif fonts are fonts that have edges at their ends, while the sans serif fonts are fonts without edges. Example for sans serif are Arial, that's fonts without edges, while Times New Roman, Cambria, Georgia, all types of fonts, serif fonts. I'll show you better after I'm done with creating this first one. So let's go ahead. I said an example for sans serif is Arial. Okay, it's already selected there as Arial. Now we want the font size of 14, so I'm going to change this to 14. It should be center aligned, all caps, so I'm going to make it center aligned. Then to make it all caps, you go to your format and click on the fonts group, turn on the all caps for this. Okay, it should also be bold, so I'm going to make this bold. Then the spacing says single line spacing, 0 space before and 9 space points after, please. So we turn on the format, click on paragraph. So your line spacing section, you want single line spacing, 0 before and 9 points after. Click on 9 there and okay. So now that has been created. Let's just check again to reconfirm. So we have center, all caps, bold, single, and all has been done. All right, but before I close that, let's check what evidence document will be required. So let's take a screenshot. Sorry. Let's close that. Okay. Take a screenshot to show that you have defined the settings for the ST subhead style. Make sure there is an evidence that you have based this on the default or normal paragraph style. So we need to take a screenshot of this before we go ahead, the subhead style. So let's take a screenshot of that. Let me take a screenshot of that. I'm going to take a screenshot. Okay, then I click on OK. Take note, like I said, it's going to apply it to the active paragraph. So what you just do is click on the body back and it returns back to what it was. Now let's paste that in the evidence document. All right, the next thing we are going to do, let's go back to the question. Next one is the ST table. Please, when typing these names, ensure that they are accurate. So we go back to the style manager, then paste the name, make sure it's paragraph and it's still based on normal. Okay. Then we go back and say serif fonts. Now this is a font with edges. Okay, let me quickly stop this. I'll come back to this. Let me open a new. Okay, so let me type the word serif. Make it bigger. Now this is a font, a serif font because this is not a serif font because it doesn't have edges. This is a sans serif font. An example of a serif font is Times New Roman. And you can see the difference. We have edges for this if I place them side by side, so you can see the difference. Let me change these to Arial. Okay, you can see this is a font with edges. This is a serif font, while this is a sans serif font. It doesn't have edges. So these are the different two types of fonts. Every font is based on either a serif or a sans serif font. Okay, that's just a digression. So let's go back to creating that style. It was okay, the name was the sub, that's the table. So we have the table paragraph style based on normal. Then we have serif font, that's Times New Roman. So we go with Times New Roman. Then it showed font size of 11. It should be left aligned. So we have a font size of 11. Left aligned, it's already aligned to the left. It should be in italic. Turn that on. Single line spacing. So we go to our paragraph. Single line spacing, 0 space before and 0 space after. Okay, let's confirm that. Serif, okay, 11. Right, we are good. We apply that, then we return this back again to body. Now let's go to the next one. That's ST bullets. All right, for the bullets now, let's start a new one. We paste that name there. Paragraph, base it on normal. Then first, what is the font? It's a serif font, 11 and aligned to the left. Serif font, that's a font with edges, Times New Roman. This is 11. The font size should be 11. It's also aligned to the left. But here it has a square shaped bullet aligned to the left margin. So we want to go to bullets, numbering. Then you change to bullets. It's a square shape, so we select this. Then before we leave there, we also go to the paragraph. Take note the indentation here, it says to the left. So it should be 0 since a particular dimension was not given to us. Now let's take a look at the line spacing, single and 0, 0. So the line spacing should be single. And we have 0 before and 0 space after. Once that is done, you apply it. It applies here again. So you return back to the body style. Okay, let's move on. Now we've placed this in our evidence documents and it's all been saved. Display the style names created in step 3 as a list in the style manager organizer. Take a screenshot evidence to show that you have created, named and saved these styles. Place this in your evidence document. Okay, so here we have it. Let me take a screenshot of that. Okay. Take a screenshot of that and I'm going to place it in my evidence document. Okay. Take that title down. All right. So let's move on. The next question now says, the style ST title has already been created and stored. Modify the ST title style so only the following formatting is applied. Okay, so let's go back where we have our title. Take note of where we are, body. Alright, we have our title here. To modify it, you just hover over it, click the arrow beside it and click modify. Okay, now take note there are a number of things we will be modifying. To start with, from the view, already we can see it's all caps. But here there is nothing about all caps. The name still remains the same. So it should be a sans serif font. That is a font without edges. So we are changing this to Arial. Then it should have font size of 36. So we want to make this 36. Okay. It should be center aligned. Then it should be bold and underlined. So we turn off this, make this bold, underline. Like I said, we were not supposed to make this in uppercase, all caps. So we go to our fonts and we turn off all caps. Okay, that's looking better. Single line spacing and no space before, no space after. So with single line spacing, no space before and no space after. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, so we have 0 space after. And let's apply that. Okay, now that has been modified. Now let's go on to the next question. Apply this style to the title text Tawara School STEM Development. So I click on this paragraph and I'll apply title. Okay, that has been applied. Place in your evidence document a screenshot of the style settings for the ST style title style to show the changes you have made. Okay, let's open it up again. Modify. And this time we want to take a screenshot of that. Okay, make sure it's fully visible to place it in my evidence document. Okay, let me take that title down to the image. It's always better to keep it big so that it can be fully visible. Whatever your grader wants to grade, he can see everything fully displayed. Okay, the next question now says, below the title, add a subtitle. Okay, innovations in science education. Now please take note, while you will be typing, I can easily copy and paste, but for you, you will be typing, so ensure that you type it accurately. Now let's take a look. It says the style ST subtitle has already been created and stored. Apply the style to the text you created in step 6. Okay, so I click in between the text, I go to the subhead, and that is done. Right. Next says, apply the ST bullet style to the text from working in teams to developing on solutions. So let's look for that. Okay, here we have it, working in teams, develop all solutions. So we want to use the bullets. Here we have bullets. All right, that is it. Perfectly done. Okay, let's move on. Now, question 9 says, identify 7 subheads in the document and apply the ST subhead style to each one. All right, let's look at, we have 1 here, we have 2, I think it's a subhead, yes, 3. This should be another subhead, 4, should be another one, 5. Okay, it should be a 6 and 7. All right, so let's apply it. Subhead, okay, we click there. Click on this again, subhead. All right, let me just be sure it's the subhead. Okay, yes, still the subhead. Okay, we continue. The next one, the subhead. The next is this subhead. We have this subhead, and then we have this to give us the subhead. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we've missed one. Which one did I miss? Which one did I miss? Okay, I think this is a subhead. Yes, exactly. So that's the 7th one. Yes, so you must always check to be sure you've done the right thing. Now change the page layout so that the subheadings Y is a STEM approach to learning important, and all following text is displayed in 2 columns. All following text, so there's no limit to the end, in 2 columns of equal width with a 1 centimeter space between them. All right, what are the STEM subjects? What is the STEM approach to learning important? Why? So we start from here. I can highlight down to the end. Then let's click on a layout, columns, go to more columns. You want to use the 2 columns and take note of the spacing in between. It says equal width, but the spacing in between should be 1 cm. Please ensure that this is checked so that it will give it equal width. If you don't check this, it might not give it an equal width. So it's always safer to check this to give equal width. Then we can adjust this to 1 cm. Okay, there you have 1 cm, and then we click OK. And it has applied that. Good. Let's move on. Locate the table and insert a new row above chemistry. Okay, so we locate our table. Here we have table. This is chemistry. We want to apply a new row. You can do that in 3 ways. Either you right click from here, use the flyout, insert above, or if you right click, you could use this drop down, insert a new row above, or the third way, you could also click on this plus sign or use from the menu. So whichever way you have, you click that. Let's have biology 50 and 40. So ensure you type in accurately 50, 40. All right. Now merge the cells and center align the text in the first row of the table. So you highlight this. You can right click and merge it from here, or you come to the menu and you can click on merge cells, whichever way. Then remember, you have to also center align it. You could come here and give it center aligned. All right, now let's move on. It says apply the ST table style to rows 2 to 9 in this table. So from the 2nd row down to the 9th one, you want to apply the ST table style. That's this. Okay, applied. Make sure that no data is wrapped within the table. All grid lines are displayed when printed, and all borders and data fit within the column width. There's a 6-point space after the table. Okay, we don't have any wrap. All borders fit within. Now, to be sure, I would like to place the table center aligned. Okay, that way it fits within the width. Then we need a 6-point space after the table. So you come to the paragraph after it. Let's go to our layout, and you could just give that 6-point space before. Okay, and that has been created. Let's go to the next question. It says import this image, that's scientist, as JPG, and place it in the paragraph beginning with the gender disparity. Okay, so let's disparate. Let's look for that. Instead of looking, I'll just rather use my find. So you could go to your home or use the shortcut find. So I go to my home, and I click on find. There I could just have will gender. That will, okay, will the gender, I missed that. And is it located? Oh, like I'm making a mistake. Will the gender, let me just copy it from here, the gender disparity, to see if it will locate that. Okay, here I have the paragraph here. Okay, with the gender disparity, exactly. So now I'm to paste the image. So let's locate the image. Let's close this. We already have a paragraph with the gender. Let's locate the image. Here we have the image scientist, and let's paste the image before the paragraph. Okay, so that's the image pasted. Now what are we to do with the image? Let's see the question. Reflect the image so that the laboratory flask is on the right. Right now it's on the left, so we want to rotate this to the left, to the right, Let's select the image. Here on this tool, you come to your rotate options. You want to flip it horizontally so that the flask comes to the right. If you are given options to rotate or questions to rotate instead, you also have the rotation options. But if any of the angles are not listed here, you could come to more rotate options and you can vary the angle at will based on what you are asked to do. Okay, now this has been flipped. The next thing says format the image so that it is resized to a height of 2 centimeters with this aspect ratio maintained. So I want to make the height 2.0 cm and the aspect ratio is maintained. It is aligned to the left column margin and the top of the paragraph. Now text wraps around the image. It's at the top, it's at the left. And to make the text wrap, you might click here. Want to select the title, look for the one with title, or you could even come here and select the text wrap and pick title. So now that has been selected. Do a spell check and proofread the document. So let's do a spell check. You go to your review, spell check. I think we are done with this. First one is Tawara. Now I want to ignore that because it's next one. It's also a name of a place, so we ignore that. Okay, we are done. We've done the spell check. Next thing, make sure the table lists are not split over 2 columns or pages. Okay, here we have a list not split. A table is not split. The next thing says columns aligned at the top. We already have it well aligned at the top here. Now we have there are no widows or orphans. Okay, looking at this document right now, I can see that we have part of this here. I would like to just move this down to the next page. Okay, something like that. But this has been distorted. I want this to the left. Okay, good. Maybe move this to the next line. Yes. Okay, so we have why is this? Okay. Now properly there we don't have any widow orphans. Okay, all well organized. Now it says there are no blank pages. Like we can see, we don't have any blank page just for the space so that this document could be properly aligned. Next thing says the styles are applied and consistently, then spacing is consistent between all items, and we've ensured that. So I think this is basically all we need to do. Yes, we have 2 pages. Our image is directly on the outline. Ensure it doesn't go beyond the outline. Text has wrapped. The size is correct. We have bullets. Also have our tables. Okay, so everything is well checked and in the right place. Now save your document using the same file name and formats using step 1. So let's save and print the document. When you're done, to print it, like I always advise, print it out in PDF format. So I go to print, select the PDF, and then I can print out, save the document as printout 1. Okay, let's save this. Now let's take a look at what it looks like. Print out one. Okay, so I think, yes, so we've done, there's the spacing, the column, the image, and it's good to go. So on this note, we come to the end of this question. If you like what you have seen, please, our advice, you kindly subscribe to my channel, hit the like button and also the notification bell so that when I drop another video, you will be notified. Until then, please ensure you practice. I will drop the link where you're going to find all the system files, all the source files, I beg your pardon, and where you also find a question so you could practice on your own and you could build your confidence to be able to face the examination. Till I see you then in other videos, have a nice time and take care.